Guys, happy Sunday night. I hope all is well in your world. It is all well here at Enough Said Sports as we come into you tonight with a Game 4 preview and prediction for the Milwaukee Bucks going up against those Atlanta Hawks yet again. They're in Atlanta for Game 4, Eastern Conference Finals. It's going to be on Tuesday, June 29th. At 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on TNT for all of us to consume. So, lot to say about tonight's game, but before I do that, let me set the line for Game 4. Looks like the early line is going to be 4.5 yet again in favor of the Milwaukee Bucks, and also the over/under is set right now at 224.5, so down 1 point from where it was tonight. So we ended up getting the win tonight here. Unfortunately, missed on the over. It looked like it was going to go over for a long time, and then in the second half, both teams didn't score at the same clip that they scored at in the first half, and ended up cooking our goose. So we missed out on that part of it, but we did get the Milwaukee Bucks to cover the 4.5 points and move on from there. So I got a lot of thoughts about tonight's game, but the first thought I have is this. My grandmother once told me when I was a little kid, boy, your head is hard. Your hard head is going to make a soft tail. Now, for those of you who don't know what that means, that is a Southernism, okay? It's something that the older folks here in the South say to the younger generation. And what it means is, I told you guys, the Hawks fans out here, I told y'all, do not waste any more of your money betting on these Atlanta Hawks. They are overmatched. Doesn't take away anything about them or how great they are or how proud we are that they've made it to this point. But please hear me. Please. This is a public service announcement. Do not bet any more money on the Atlanta Hawks. If you don't want to bet against them, fine, don't bet against them. I understand. I'm a fan. It'd be hard for me to bet against my team too. I get it. If you don't want to bet against them, don't bet against them. But please don't waste any more of your money betting on the Atlanta Hawks in this series. This is over with, guys. Look, couple things. I'm going to start with the Atlanta Hawks. First of all, very good job tonight doing what they did, okay? The Milwaukee Bucks turned the ball over like crazy to start this game out. They came out of the locker room sleepwalking, it looked like, and the Atlanta Hawks took it right to them right off the bat. And credit has to go to the Hawks because that is one way that you guys can generate offense, not against that drop pick and roll coverage that I was talking about with Brook Lopez that he just continues to play. But I'm going to get to that in just a minute. Another way is in transition. You guys are red hot in transition. You're very explosive in transition. And when you guys get a turnover, it's a huge thing. And you're able to get a lot of easy baskets that way. Opens up good passing lanes, able to get the three ball flowing, whole 9 yards. So the Atlanta Hawks did a tremendous job tonight turning the Milwaukee Bucks over on defense. The Hawks defense tonight was very ferocious. It was very formidable. It was unbelievable all night long. Even against Chris Middleton, some of those shots Chris Middleton was hitting, I mean, there's nothing you could do. You can't play better defense other than fouling the guy. You know, he just got really hot. And unfortunately, when guys like that get hot, it's hard to stop them. But I thought Atlanta's defense was exceptional tonight, and that was one thing. The other thing that I was really impressed with by the Atlanta Hawks tonight, Nate McMillan did a tremendous job generating other offense other than off of that drop coverage on the pick and roll that Trae Young runs with such great regularity and high efficiency. When the Bucks took that away, when Brook Lopez was not on the court, and they didn't run that drop coverage, which they didn't do as long as Brook Lopez was not involved in the pick and roll, they did a nice job isolating guys like Danilo Gallinari on smaller players. They did a great job with John Collins isolating him on smaller players, and both of those guys did a great job tonight taking advantage of those matchups and exploiting those matchups. So they were able to generate quite a bit of offense that way. So I was really, really impressed with the way that they were able to do that and get that done. So kudos to Nate McMillan for coming up with yet another way to score the ball consistently there. Just speaks to Nate McMillan's coaching acumen. And the man is, I'm going to say he's probably, if not the best coach in the NBA, he is way, way up there. He's definitely in my top 5 for sure, possibly even the best in the NBA, considering what he's done with this young Atlanta Hawks team. The other factor was, unfortunately, man, and I hate to see it happen, Trae Young tweaked his ankle. I really think that affected him down the stretch. I do think Milwaukee was going to get this game home either way. I think the only thing that it probably affected the most was us getting the over tonight. But, I just hate to see young Trae Young go down like that with the ankle. It was clearly bothering him. It clearly affected him late in the game, although he did hit a huge three that right there coming up off the bench. He did a great job. But I think that ankle was really bothering him, and hopefully they can get some treatment on it and get him ready for Game 4. I think that with him not weighing as much as some of the bigger guys, I think that'll probably help him out a little bit with his ankle. He's got the best doctors out there, so they're going to take care of him. I think he'll be ready to go for the next game with no problem. You may see the line in this case, if you are betting for the Bucks, I'm going to say this. If you are betting for the Bucks, you want to grab this line early just in case on the off crazy chance that Trae Young doesn't play, because the line will just explode at that point and get so huge that it doesn't make sense to take the Bucks at that point. And plus, you would actually run yourself into a wounded tiger theory alert if Trae Young doesn't go. But I think he'll be there in Game 4 because I don't think it's that bad. I just think it definitely hampered him tonight. And with some treatment, I think he'll be just fine for the next game. So that's all I got on the Hawks. Now, as for the Milwaukee Bucks, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. They really should. And I'm going to get on Coach Bud again. Once again, he's proven to us that he's the worst coach in the National Basketball Association. Whether the Phoenix Suns come out of the Western Conference Finals, which it looks like they're in control, or the LA Clippers pull off a miraculous comeback and come out of that, they're going to be salivating to play the Milwaukee Bucks because they have a very, very, very unintelligent coach. I have never seen such idiocy in my entire life. I am not a NBA aficionado. I am not an NBA coaching staff member. I have never coached in the NBA. I have never played in the NBA. I'm just a guy that knows a little bit about sports. That's all I am. Reality of it is, if I know the level of efficiency that this Atlanta Hawks team operates against that drop coverage that I keep screaming about, and I've been screaming about this whole series, then why don't he know it? Why doesn't Coach Bud know this? Why doesn't he know this? This is crazy. Every time they said, and they didn't do this in Game 2 hardly at all. Maybe a little bit in the very first part of the game, but after that, they didn't do it. Lopez was up higher, right up there at the three-point line, even took Trae Young on some isolation situations in Game 2 and was able to stand up pretty good to him. Well, what did the Milwaukee Bucks do? They come out and drop coverage again tonight. First part of the game, Brook Lopez is backing his butt up. Looked like he's doing the moonwalk. He backpedaling so hard. It is ridiculous. And Trae Young is tearing him apart. Trae Young goes nuts against that play. Tonight, guys, against the drop coverage, Trae Young missed exactly one shot. That's pretty crazy when you think about it. And once he got going, then it makes everything flow better for the Atlanta Hawks. And I just don't understand why this guy continues to do this. And the only reason he got away with it is because the Milwaukee Bucks are that much more talented than the Hawks are. That's the only reason he got away with it. I thought Drew Holiday was god-awful tonight. He turned himself back into what he was in the Brooklyn Nets series. 2 for 11, 5 points. Pretty pathetic for somebody who calls himself an all-star. I thought Giannis was pretty good. I think Giannis's calf looks like it might be bugging him a little bit. So hopefully he can get a little bit better. Hopefully he didn't tweak it too bad. I noticed there late in the fourth quarter he kind of grabbed at it a little bit. So hopefully that's okay. But the man that saved everybody's bacon tonight was Chris Middleton. That is a grown man. I called him Chris Simmons after game one. You know, this is where I can't stand Chris Middleton right here. This is the reason. Because he can go out and be brilliant like he was tonight. And in game 4, he'll probably score 7 points on 1 of 28 shooting or something. But tonight, you got to give him credit. He was brilliant. I thought the Hawks played really good defense against him. It's just nothing you can do. Unfortunately, guys, like I said in the last video, the Bucks are just better. They can come out and have a game like that. I thought the Hawks played unbelievably well. I thought they played as well as they could play. But I knew the Hawks were in trouble when we looked up at halftime and the game is still tied at that point after they got out to the lead that they got out to. That just goes to show you that just the disparity in talent is just crazy, all right? The margin is so wide that they're just able to just get away with just, messing around for, an entire quarter and spot you like 20 points and just come back with just relative ease. And it's unfortunate that the Hawks just don't have enough, but they just don't have enough. And game 4 is going to be more the same. I think it's going to be worse in game 4. The Hawks end up losing this game, I think, by just over 10 points. I think they're going to lose the next one by 20, 25 probably. But we don't need them to lose by 20 or 25. We just need them to lose by 5 or more, and we're good. So we'll take Milwaukee yet again, minus 4.5. I don't think they're going to turn the ball over the way that they did tonight. I think that Coach Bud and his coaching staff, at least I pray that they figure out a way to wake up and quit with that stupid drop coverage and just go ahead and put the clamps down on the Atlanta Hawks and get this thing over with some quickness here and move on. So with all that being said, I like Milwaukee minus 4.5. I'm actually gonna stick with the over here. I almost decided to go under on the next game. I'm going to stick with the over because I don't think Drew Holiday is going to shoot 2 of 11 again. I think Giannis can be better than he was tonight. I think the Milwaukee Bucks can shoot it a lot better from 3. They were god-awful from three-point range. And if they make a few more of those, then we're over with no problem. So I'll take Milwaukee minus 4.5, over 224.5. You can book it. You can count on it. You can put it in the bank. It's money well spent. Guys, put your money on the Milwaukee Bucks. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to finish the video with this. I was able to look at some other betting channels over the past couple days, and I saw some predictions for the Hawks, and I saw them based on people's feelings and emotions. I just feel like the Atlanta Hawks are going to cover, and I just feel like they're going to win on the money line. Guess what, guys? That if you got a feeling in your gut about betting, generally it's gas. What you need to be looking at is actual analysis, which is what we do here at this channel. We don't do feelings. Hope is not a strategy. Feelings is not a strategy. Analysis is a strategy. So remember that, guys, when you're betting these things and you're seeing these other channels out here. But with all that being said, thanks a lot as always. Thanks for all your support. And we will catch up with you again here really soon. I'm going to drop the NBA parlay of the day for tomorrow, June 28th. Also, we got Game 5 tomorrow night between the Phoenix Suns and the LA Clippers. Be sure to catch my preview and prediction video on that. Thanks, guys. Have a great night, and happy Monday really soon here. And let's get our week started off on the right foot. Thanks, guys.